morning, good morning, good morning. Happy 4th of July. Happy holiday weekend. It's Friday. You just got paid. Actually, you should have got paid yesterday because today's a holiday. Hey, it's Friday night. Just got paid. Heading to the party. In it. Y'all know the words. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, numbers. Good morning, Regina. First of all, Plum Awesome, $5 for the braids. Actually pretty hilarious, and I thank you. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Montana Lil. Good morning, good morning. It's happy 4th. Good morning, Nurse Janice. I thought I'd come to y'all while y'all seasoning the meats, getting the grill on. Y'all can sit and chat with me for a minute. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Getting the kids ready, picking out their flag outfits. Just put me on in the background. Why y'all doing all of that? Good morning. I just got some things I want to talk about. I got some things I want to chat about. Got some things on my mind I need to get off my mind and out into the world. And y'all are my people to do it with. We're gonna get through some topics. We're gonna talk about Diddy. I got a few things I want to say about Coberger. And then who's this Walshe guy? Norfolk County. Seem like y'all got all the problems down there in Massachusetts. I'm gonna need somebody to go check the water. But we'll talk about it. And we're gonna talk about Turtle Boy because he has a special guest tomorrow night. And I want to talk about it. Good morning, happy 4th. Some people say, I thought we were supposed to be celebrating Juneteenth. I'm gonna do both of them. I'm gonna do both of them. You know why? Because I'm black and I'm an American. So I'm gonna celebrate the 4th and I'm gonna celebrate Juneteenth. Good morning, here comes drama. I'm gonna do both of them. Any excuse to drink these days, I'm taking it because life is lifing. Life is lifing, and I'm taking it. Just got my daughter's school bill. Seems like I'm gonna have to do something strange for a little piece of change, but we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. Let's just jump right into it so we can get on and get out of here. I am a type B party invitee. So yes, I have somewhere to be today for the 4th. Was I supposed to bring pasta salad? Yes, I am. Do I have any ingredients? No, I don't. Do I have to go to the grocery store? Yes, I do. Mind your business. Mind your business. It's how I am. It's how I like to operate. It's how I like to operate. Am I hoping they have all of the ingredients I need? I'm hoping. Otherwise, I improvise. Thank you. Here comes drama for gifting a membership. If you got the membership, make sure you say thank you. I can't do Instacart. I can't do Instacart because I always get a man. And on Instacart, I am a sexist. Okay? I am very sexist when it comes to Instacart. Every time I get a man shopper, it never goes good for me. And I keep getting men shoppers, even though they have women faces. So I'm just going to bite the bullet and go myself. Because I don't want to fight nobody on the 4th. We're supposed to be celebrating America. I don't want to fight nobody on the 4th. And I don't feel like nobody bringing me green onions when I ask for a sweet onion. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Anywho, don't get me started on Instacart. Don't get me started on Instacart. Because I remember I ordered some groceries from Walmart and they said half of my groceries were not there. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to cancel the order then because it's no point in getting this Instacart order and paying for shipping if you don't have any of my stuff. So then I was like, wait a minute. I know Walmart always has this one item. So I get up and go. Do they have every single item on my list? Yes, they do. Did you have to look maybe one shelf over? Probably. But that was too much. That was too much for Robert. And so I'm not doing this. I'm not doing Instacart. I'm gonna go to the grocery store. If they ain't got it, they ain't got it. If your pasta salad gotta be a little dry because they out of Italian dressing, I don't have to tell you. You're gonna have to deal. Good morning, Peanut. I mean, y'all know me though. The family knows me. They're not unused to this sort of thing. Sometimes I get lucky. Sometimes I don't. It is what it is. We gonna make it do what it do. Should I have went to the grocery store yesterday? Probably. But as you can see, I need to get my braids done and priorities. Priorities. I'm gonna go today. It's gonna be fine. It's going to be fine. Everybody relax. Anywho, let's get into these topics. Who's first? Let's talk about Diddy. First of all, anyway, okay, let's talk about Diddy. Take this off. We're gonna talk about Diddy. Because listen, y'all. Stop it. Listen. I have strayed away from Diddy. Because I have stayed away from Diddy because I have realized that in our climate today, people have no nuance. Right? People are either all bad or all good. And I can't have conversations with people like that because that's not how life works. Same, even with Karen Reed. Even with this Karen Reed trial, I can't have conversations with people who have no nuance because, like I always said with Karen Reed, even if you're gonna be on the side if she hit him with her car, even if you're gonna be on that side, the fact that you won't acknowledge that the scratches on his arm came from a dog bite mean I can't have a conversation with you. Because even if she hit him, those marks didn't come from that hit. And because you won't acknowledge that, I can't have a conversation with you. Because you refuse to see nuance because you don't want to have to think anymore. And so that's why I have stayed away from the Diddy conversation. Because there's no nuance. Is Diddy a terrible person? Of course he is. I think anybody who amasses $100 million is a terrible person, but that is a conversation we're not going to have. That's not on the topic sheet. I don't think you can amass $100 million and be a good person. That's just me. Somebody somewhere, some 100 bodies somewhere think you're an evil person on your way to the top. And I love Beyonce. Love her down. Can't wait to see her on Friday. But I know she's done some terrible things in her life to amass that wealth. Now, is he a terrible person? Is Cassie a victim of domestic violence? Absolutely. Absolutely. Are there probably more victims of his domestic violence? Absolutely. We can have a debate. We can have a debate on whether they were trafficked, but we're not going to. That's not the conversation I want to have about Diddy. Diddy was found not guilty of RICO, and he was found not guilty of trafficking. He was found guilty of transporting both Cassie and Jane Doe. That's probably the right verdict, in my opinion. Don't come for me. I already said the RICO was a stretch. I already said the RICO was a stretch. But I'm not even talking about that. The conversation I want to have about Diddy is, why can't people have nuance? What bothers me about the Diddy conversation is that anybody anywhere that comes out and says Diddy did something to them, everybody is already like, yep, believe it. Believe it. 100%. Put him under the jail. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm gonna give you a reference. Do you, if you've ever watched The Wire, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, you'll probably be lost, but here it is. On The Wire, there was a character named Omar, who was a terrible person. Terrible, murderous, probably sociopath person, who robbed drug dealers and killed people. And no, you didn't miss the Sister Wives tea. Sister Wives is coming in a whole nother video because woo baby. But Omar was a murderous sociopath who robbed drug dealers, took their money. He started to rob Marlo. He robbed Marlo, who was the biggest drug. We're talking about The Wire, but I'm getting somewhere. So just stick with me. He robbed Marlo, right? Big time drug dealer. Marlo decides, I'm gonna set him up. I can't get to him, so I'm gonna set him up for a schmurder. Marlo set him up for a schmurder. The police are like, good, we got him. We caught him. One of the cops, Bunk, is like, this ain't really his style. This don't seem like he did this one. All the other cops are like, so? We know he did something. So whether he go down for this one or another one, same deal. Bunk is like, no. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. We're going to put him in jail for what he did. We're not just going to put him in jail for anything. And said all that to say, that is the conversation I want to have about Diddy. I think he probably has done things that he should be in jail for, but y'all didn't charge him with those things. I am not of the belief that if somebody did something terrible, we just put him in jail for anything. That's just not how I roll. I believe in the law. I believe in the justice system. If you mad at me because I slapped you, then put me in jail because I slapped you. Don't frame me for stealing so that you can put me in jail. That's not, I don't appreciate that. And the conversation I want to have, and what brought this to the forefront of my mind, is because I cannot stand Aubrey O'Day. You don't know who Aubrey O'Day is? She was part of the Making the Band Girls. She was part of Danity Kane. Aubrey O'Day, ever since Diddy put her out of the group, because here's the thing too, people have very short memory. People have very short memory and attention spans, but if y'all know me, and I hope y'all do, y'all know that I am a reality TV fanatic. I have been down with the get down since Real World, okay? I have been down with the get down since Real World. If there's a reality show, I'm going to watch it. Except Love Island, I can't watch that shit. Anyway, I've been down with the get down. Aubrey O'Day has come out ever since Diddy has had his little troubles, and she's just insinuating little things. Like, she won't say what she knows, but she'll just insinuate, or and everybody in the comments is like, yep, Aubrey knows something. Yep, Aubrey know what a bone's on. That's why he never liked her. No. We're going to back up. And here, I got some clips that I want to show you. Shout out to Karen Huger's wig on YouTube. I'm going to need y'all to go subscribe. But these are 2 clips from Aubrey O'Day that I need y'all to see in order to prove my point. So let me get this up here. And we're going to play it.
it comes together, it's one.
Puff's going hard on the group, and then all of a sudden he singles me out and starts going on and on about how unhappy he is with me. And I just feel like nothing that I do, he's ever happy with.
Can I ask a question? What do you want to look like, though? Do you want to look like a playboy, playmate? Do you want to look like you?
I'm done with all of that.
No. Like, what do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you.
What do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you. I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on what this group should look like and how I should fit in this situation.
You like big hair, though.
I don't like big hair.
You like big hair. You like big hair. You like a lot of makeup and all that.
Actually, I don't. I don't like big hair. I don't like certain makeup. I'm very flexible with what you want to do, and I've worked with everything that you've thrown
I'm not seeing the flexibility. You gaming me.
Your hair people came in today, and they said this is how it needs to be.
You know what I'm talking about. You're pushing your own image, though.
I'm not worried about whether my hair is straight, curly, whatever. I'm not here in a group to have curly, straight, big, makeup, whatever. I'm here in a group to sing with my group, and that is all I care about. For real, like maybe you just don't get me, and we don't get each other.
Because if I pulled in all of the makeup artists and all of the hair people, they would not say that.
With the wardrobe, did I not try and cover up all the problem areas that I've been seeing were not cute?
Yes, we had that conversation yesterday.
How are you going to get crazy with me? I work well with these people.
But it's not necessarily just the stomach area.
No, I'm talking about all of it. I mean, I was cool with whatever change he wanted to make today, and I did it.
Yes, you were today. But Aubrey, you have to admit that sometimes when you want to do something, you want to do it.
Well, yeah, I see what the problems are on TV, Puff. When people are looking crazy, or this is looking crazy, that's looking crazy. You even told me, review the things you do and pay attention to what the problem is. So I see what I do, and I see, ooh, that was not a good look. Let me fix that. I read the things that people say. You're the one that told me to do that. I do that, and I make an honest assessment.
I don't want you to look like Pamela Anderson. I don't want to sound Pamela.
Well, I want to look like Aubrey.
That's in the direction. Well, you don't look like her. You don't look like that girl that I signed.
I do know who Aubrey is. Puff, it's 3 years later.
It's 3 years later, and you're going in the wrong direction.
Okay, well,
you're going in the wrong direction. You need to stop the truck, pull over. I'm not changing nothing.
Okay, well, you wanted the weed out with the weed out.
I just want you to look good.
You're not happy. You hate me. Then why you have me here?
I don't have to have you here. That's one thing that we can make clear. That's one thing we can make clear.
But
I don't have to have you here. I'm trying.
Why do you have me here? Because every time it's just such a problem.
I have you here. I have you here because I feel you talented. But don't get it twisted. I'm starting to think about why do I have you here.
I'm not getting
okay, so you clear on that though. Check this out. You clear on that. You understand now. I'm asking myself why do I have you here? So I'll move on to something else. No, and I'll give you the answer soon. We're coming to a crossroads right now.
So people will watch that clip and see it totally different than I see it. People will watch that clip and see it totally different from I see it. They'll be in there like, see, told you, look at him. He's so aggressive. Look at him. Look how he talks to women. Look at him. See, that's how you know. That's how you know. I don't see that in that clip. That's not what I see in that clip. I see a businessman in charge of a group, put a group together because he wanted a certain look. Put a group together because he picked these girls because he wanted a certain look, and now one of his girls is changing the group. And he like, hey, that ain't what I was looking for. You're doing more than I wanted. The stylist people is coming to me about you. The hair people is coming to me about you. You not looking like you fit in the group. It's looking like you want to do something different. That's the energy I get. And then she's talking back to him. Some people are like, nah, she's standing up for herself. Probably. Okay. But why doesn't he get the right to say, but that ain't what I wanted for this group that I put together, single-handedly picked from 50,000 other girls, because I could have put somebody else in your spot who wasn't going to want big hair and want to be half naked. But the bigger point is, he didn't like, and I'm telling you, I was in these reality TV streets. I watched Making the Band every single season, even when they had the band. I was there. I was with them shooting in the gym. He never liked Aubrey. After first album, he started to dislike Aubrey O'Day. So how is Aubrey O'Day sitting in interviews insinuating that she knows something? He would never put Aubrey in a position to ever learn anything about him. And that's the point I'm making. That's why I can't have a Diddy conversation, because people don't have nuance. And people won't say, okay, some of these people are obviously lying. There's some people that are telling the truth, and some people are lying. But why like that? Here comes drama. Because he's a man and because he's rich and he's talked to everybody like that. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying is, I don't think it was a function of you're a woman and I need to dominate you. I think it was a function of, because in the beginning of that clip, he wasn't aggressive. He like, so, but what do you want to look like? Okay, and what is your, because you like big hair. Like, I don't feel like he was being rude. And a lot of times people don't like direct communication. People do not like direct communication, and I get that moniker put on me a lot. People think I'm rude or I'm short or I'm snippy when I'm really just direct. I'm not gonna, if I'm gonna say, what are you talking about? I'm gonna say it just like that. If you say something to me and I don't understand, I'm gonna be, what are you talking about? I don't understand. People think that's rude. People will tell me that was rude. You ain't have to say it like that. And I'm like, all I said is I don't understand. What are you talking about? How is that rude? When no, it's just me being direct. I feel like she came with the energy first. But because everybody has these Diddy is evil blinders on all of a sudden, it's like nuance goes out of the window. And I can't take it. Let's view more.
Yeah. And the reality of our relationship. And it's really just time for some real talk. We got to figure out what the future of the group is. Because for me, the reality of the situation has changed with the vision. Andrea, a couple of months ago.
Let's pause it. Because I don't think right there that was the rude tone. I think he was being clear. I think he was saying, what I saw Danity Kane as when I auditioned these thousands of women is changing. And I need to figure out what I want to do, because I'm footing this bill. I'm financing this group. I put y'all together to, like, maybe I have a different vision of what Making the Band was. In my mind, he's thinking, I put this group together to be what I want y'all to be. Y'all didn't come to me as a group. And y'all aren't, so y'all don't get to tell me, well, this is what we've always done. This is how we've always done it. In his mind, he's saying, I put this group together to be what I want it to be, and y'all are changing it. So do I keep this group? Do I make another one? But people, and I feel like he's being clear and he's being direct about that. But the Diddy is evil blinders on. People can't see that. Actually, we're not even talking about Diddy. This is just the Aubrey O'Day hate train because I can't stand her. But let's go on.
Ago, I got an email that you were thinking about leaving the group.
It was a lot of like internal things.
Okay, what's the internal things?
I just want to be in a group. Like, that's it. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to be, an actress. I don't have those other things. Like, this was my dream. So if everyone's not wanting to do that, then why, kind of stay in it?
Aubrey, there was a time you sent me an email too.
I have had it with feeling unhappy.
So what is it?
It is a trust issue.
Okay.
You cannot have 5 women getting on stage every night, moving forward with a career when there is a lack of trust within each other. We have outside ears coming in all the time. Puff saying this at MTV, that he wants to make y'all the dream girls and then move forward with Dawn with her on this and that.
I'm not doing anything negative or foul.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, you have to deal with the reality of where you're at.
So just
I'm the chairman of Bad Boy. I don't have to call Aubrey.
No, I don't want you to call me. I just want to communicate between.
And I feel like this is why I can't withstand when Aubrey is speaking. Because y'all remember before when Dawn was about to testify and she's like, yeah, I'm going to testify too. They're going to call me. And then they didn't call her. And then she was like, oh, I didn't want to testify anyway, girl, because you don't know anything. I think we also missed the point that he doesn't talk to the rest of them that way. He's never liked her. Or he very soon after he picked her for the group, he stopped liking her. So I think we need to put that into context too with his tone. It's like every time you know how when somebody you can't stand is talking to you, just pisses you off that they even breathing. That's the vibe I get from him and her.
Danity Kane and our label.
I don't have to communicate it to you. You can leave. Right now, it's clear that there is a clique in this group.
I don't know what the clique is.
You know the clique. You call yourselves Ebony and Ivory, right? Y'all
Can I address that?
As far as the cliques, I don't have anything personally against anyone around this table. I think that we just need to refocus. You know, it's hard, but I know the promise and the potential.
You know we don't really get along, right?
I wouldn't say that's not
Move on to this other part of him being clear that he doesn't like her. Oh no, this part where she's making up shit.
I don't think I would have been able to be so successful in so many other areas had I not been trained under Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
He was the hardest person that you can work for, and it was torture. And not the work part of it, but the other stuff. Mind games, like just all the girls were so divided, and the men and the people running it had their hands in it, moving everything. There was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of lies. There was a lot of, you know, when you're young and impressionable and we understand our beauty as women through the eyes of the people observing us. Well, who's observing us? Men. So we learn our beauty through a man's eye, which is very subjective. So it's difficult when you're that young to understand your worth as a woman through the men that I was around. And that was very traumatic. I don't think any of us have healed from that. Diddy would be like, you're not hot anymore. Like, what happened? You don't have anything, like, you don't have any curves. You're looking like you're not looking like, I can't get people to think that you're my good looking person. And there was no Me Too at that time. There was no protection.
We have to call people liars. We have to call people liars when we absolutely know they're lying. And we have to protect, we don't have to protect people that are gullible. Here's my thing with Aubrey specifically, because this so either he said that you, in that clip we watched before, he said you're being too sexy, you like to show a lot of skin, you like big hair, that's not what I want for my group. Now she's in this interview saying that he said, where are your curves? I can't see your curves, I don't like the Either we now are want to say that he's bipolar, or there has to be a lie. That has to be a lie. He just told us that I don't like that you're showing that much skin. So now can he turn around and be like, where are your curves that I can't see your curves? I think my problem with people like Aubrey, who try to I think Aubrey gets on my nerves because it's like she's fighting to become a victim. She's fighting to be a victim. And the person I am, I cannot stand to be a victim. I try my hardest to go the other way, to not be seen as a victim. I don't feel like Diddy did anything to her but what the industry does to women who are in the industry. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, you know that if you want to be a singer, if you want to be as big as a singer as, say, a Beyonce, as, say, a SZA, as, say, a Rihanna, you know what you're going to have to look like. You know what you got to look like. And if you don't want to look like that, now I'm not saying you can't be a singer, but you're probably not going to be that big. And because I don't want anybody pushing their narratives on me or pushing their beauty ideals on me, guess what? I'm not going to become a singer. I'm going to do something else. I don't know why that is terrible. In a perfect world, anybody could do anything they wanted to do. in a perfect world. But newsflash, this world ain't perfect. And so I have shied away from the Diddy conversation because I cannot stand people without nuance. Did Diddy do terrible things to some people? Absolutely. Absolutely. Did he do terrible things to everybody that's saying he did terrible things to them? I don't believe so. 1 second. Sorry, I had to go off camera. Little Miss came down here with no pants on again. I can't have people who don't want to have conversations with nuance. We can talk about all the terrible things he did, and then we can also talk about how is everybody a victim? Is everybody a victim? Here's a conversation I have about Diddy that make people upset, and I'm gonna have it. And if my follower count goes down from what I mean, if my subscriber count goes down from, let's see, from 3.7, I know where it came from. First of all, Diddy's a terrible person. I believe he did the terrible things. I believe he did everything they said he did. I believe all of that, Pinky. I believe he did everything they said he did. I'm just not sure. I'm of the mindset that it is the government or the state or other people's job to protect you from your bad choices. Now, I'm not talking about the women who were sexually abused or domestic violence. I'm not talking about them. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the workers. I'm talking about the assistants and the bodyguards and the drug mules. I'm talking about them. I don't know. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing with Diddy and a lot of rich people. They feel like I have enough money to pay your price. They believe that everybody has a price. And I have enough money to pay your price. And when you come work for me, you name your price and I pay it. And when I pay it, you do what I say. In the mind of filthy rich people, they feel like I pay the cost to be the boss. You have a price. What's the price that somebody could pay you to make you work 23 hours a day? What's the price that somebody could pay you to make you turn your head if you feel like somebody is actually being sexually abused? What's the price somebody can pay you to make you carry their schmugs on an airplane? Everybody has a price. And if he paid your price, you can't come complaining to me later. You can't come complaining to me later. And then I hear the argument of, well, you won't even quit your job. You won't even tell your boss you want to raise, but you want these people to tell Diddy. First of all, that's an apples to oranges debate. Because if somebody is working check to check, it's very hard. It's very hard to tell your boss anything. Because if I don't get this next check, I might be homeless. You're making $100,000 a year. If you don't get your next check, you'll be all right till you find another job. You'll be all right till you find another job. Or if you feel like he's doing something illegal, go to the police, but the money's too good. The money's too good. And so I'm not sorry for you. All these people all of a sudden now who are feeling like, I don't want to let him out because I'm in fear for my life. Since when? Since when? Since the money stopped coming in? I don't think I have a price. But then again, I ain't never seen 7 zeros behind the number on the check. But I don't know that I have a price where I allow you to degrade me or put your hands on me or talk to me crazy or have me do anything. I don't have a price. The price is astronomical. I don't think you're willing to pay it. That means you don't get to talk to me crazy. That's my problem with the Diddy conversation. Where is the nuance? People are pretending that all these billionaires, millionaires aren't coked up all the time. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Ski slopes. All through every Diddy party you ever seen. No one's talking to me crazy. I don't have a price. I don't have a price. Not yet. Not tangible. Not tangible. I can't take it. I don't have the mindset. And people like Aubrey piss me off. Because I think Aubrey's mad that he gave Dawn the solo project. And he brought Dawn along with him to Dirty Money. And she's been butthurt ever since. And so she's trying to add to the narrative. And because people have no nuance, I could come. I've never seen Diddy. That's not true. I seen Diddy at a club one time. But never spoken to this man a day in my life. I thought I could come out right now and be like, yeah, that one time in the club, he had pulled me in the bath. Some astronomical story that never happened. And people would be like, yep, I believe it. And that's, I can't have a conversation with you. I can't have a conversation with you. I think Diddy did everything they said he did, but that's not what he was convicted of. And I think we need to keep that in mind. He was convicted of transporting for prostitution. They're asking for the full 20 years, which is ridiculous. Which is ridiculous. They want to put him in jail for the crimes he was not convicted of. 20 years is ridiculous for that crime. My prediction is 5. Time served. What he already did 2, maybe 1.5. I could see him getting out on probation, but whatever. Diddy's going to live in a hole under the earth for a very long time. And that's where I think he should be. That's where I think he should be. I'm not saying, and I never will say, that I think Diddy should be among us in society. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, honey. That's not what I'm saying, honey. I'm saying we got to have some nuance when we have these conversations. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we got to have some nuance for these conversations, and we can't only have it about certain people, because if you ask me, anybody worth more than $100 million is doing some weird, strange, crazy, freaky shit behind closed doors. They're bored. They have nothing else to do. And they think their money buys them power. And it does, because everybody has a price. Everybody has a price. Everybody has a price. Cassie had a price. Fight me. Fight me. Cassie had a price. Her price was $30 million. And she decided, you don't have to go to jail, pay me $30 million. My whole issue is I can't be madder than you about your abuse. I can't be madder than you about your abuse. Your lawyer sends a letter to the judge that you're scared. Don't let him out because you're scared. Ma'am, it don't seem like you've ever been scared of him. From the clips of the testimony I've seen, it don't seem like you've ever been scared of him. But we don't even have to go down that road. Because again, there's no nuance. And I'm going to be honest, that I understand that that's a flaw of mine. I am smart enough to understand that victims of domestic violence have something wrong with their brain chemistry that makes them stay with their abusers longer than they should, or not see it as the abuse as bad as it is, or make them afraid to leave. I can understand that on an intellectual level. Hi, Quizzical Girl. I can understand that on an intellectual level. On a practical level, it's harder for me because, personal story, I was married. I've been divorced now maybe 6 months, separated for 2 or 3 years. And my divorce was just finalized in March. We were having problems, of course, that's why we were divorced. But what led to the actual filing of the divorce is we got into a very big fight. And we were at the casino parking lot, and he took me and kind of flung me across the parking lot. I haven't lived with that man from that day to this one, because what you will never do is put your hands on me. And I had people telling me it wasn't that big a deal. He was sorry. He would never do it again. I believe all of those things. Honestly, I believe all of those things. I believe he was sorry. I believe he would never do it again. However, you do not put your hands on me. And so practically, I don't understand women allowing men to put their hands on them and then going back. Intellectually, I'm smart enough to understand that therapists and everybody else has said this is a thing. This happens to people all over the world. Sure. And I've seen it happen. Practically, I don't understand it. So sometimes it's harder for me to empathize with women who have been hit in their relationship and they are still with that person. Because from that day to this one, packed me and my babies, and I have never been back. Ever. Didn't even go back that night. Just don't put your hands on me. But I understand that everybody's not the same. I also understand that if you're dependent on him for your lifestyle, it's even harder. So I understand that. But I don't think Cassie was afraid of him. I don't think Cassie was afraid of him. And that other one, Jane Doe, I don't want to get all the way canceled out here. I'm just going to leave her alone. Diddy's probably going to get out of jail. I hope he lays low and goes under. And then you got to deal with the ridiculous people. Again, I can't have people who have conversations with no nuance, because then you get the people. You let him out. Wait, next y'all want to free R. Kelly? Sir, pipe down. It's the same people who have that same conversation about gay people. You let gay people get married. What next? They're gonna want to marry a goat? You can't have conversations with those type of people, because shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Do not compare Diddy to R. Kelly. Diddy did some terrible things, but at least they were two grown women. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, let's get off of Diddy. Let's move on to Coberger. Now, this is interesting. Now, I told y'all I hadn't read much about it. I was going to wait for the trial, but now that he's taken a plea, I've been doing some tinkerings around the internet, and I have questions. I don't understand. There are some things about Kohberger I don't understand, and I hope you guys can help me. Number one, he murdered 4 people. Regina, you're not about to get me kicked out. Regina, I'm leaving Jane Doe right where she at. We moved on. We not talking about Diddy. I just got my 3.7 thousand subscribers. I'm trying to move up, not down. We're gonna leave Jane Doe where she at. Anywho, she murdered 4 people. And y'all offer him a deal. Now y'all state offers the death penalty. And let me be clear. I'm not a death penalty proponent. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in state sanctioned murder. But if you're gonna have it, might as well use it. And if murdering 4 people is not the time, then get rid of it. This is why I'm not a proponent of it. Not because I don't believe some people need to be off the earth. That's not why I'm not a proponent of it. I'm not a proponent of it because it's not used consistently and it's not used appropriately. Because you don't think he did it. I don't think anybody stands up and says I did it. Here comes drama if they didn't do it. I don't think anybody stands up and said, yes, I do that. Yes, I did that if they didn't do it. Believe he did it because he said he did it. Now, I haven't went down the rabbit hole. Here comes drama. So I might change my mind. Don't hold me to it because I change my own mind all the time. But he stood up and said he did it, so I'm going to believe that he did it. But if this is not a time for the death penalty, then what is? Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. You don't want it. You don't need it. Get rid of it. I felt the same way with Jodi Arias. I don't know if y'all watched that trial. I did. That batshit crazy woman. If this ain't the time, get rid of it. Why do we still have it? It's not needed. Get rid of it. And the families were not happy with that. Then why are we doing it? I don't understand. And I don't understand how this happened. I don't understand how it happened. I have more questions about how it happened. And I haven't been down the rabbit hole because I don't know what I thought he did. But stabbing them was not it. Because I never understand how one person can stab more than one person. I never understand that. 4? What were the other ones doing? Were they not screaming? Did he have something over their mouth? Were they afraid? And then he'd leave 2 people living? I'm very confused. I need to go down the rabbit hole. Because I don't understand why the prosecution would offer this deal unless they just are lazy and just wanted it to be over. Because if you believe that he murdered 4 people, no, and we have the death penalty at our disposal, you're gonna see it. That's why I have questions. If we have this at our disposal and I believe you did that, you're gonna meet it. You're gonna meet your fate. So I don't understand why they offered this deal. If he didn't do it, I don't understand why he accepted this deal. There's no way I'm getting up in court and standing up and saying, yes, I did 4 people if I didn't do it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. First of all, this is not legal advice. Flash, 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 flash. This is not legal advice. However, always make them prove it. always make them prove it. No way am I standing up saying, yes, I did, for a life sentence. They weren't going to keep for 30 years anyway. You might as well take it all away, boy. It's not like they was going to give tomorrow. You might as well take it all away. Take it all the way. I don't get it. I have so many questions. I have so many questions. What do you mean they were texting during it? How are these people not screaming? How do you not hear them? What is going on? I don't understand. I have so many. Did they have the music up? Was it a party? All the questions. All the questions. And then it was another man. Was he a small man? Did he catch him from the back? Like, what? It seems like, I don't know. It didn't seem like I heard that he had any defensive wounds, which means these people didn't fight at all. I have so many questions. I have so many questions about Coberger. And I have no understanding he was sleeping. Okay, so he surprised them. See, so many questions. So many questions. I'm not so much. I don't so much have questions about the other two being oblivious to what's going on. Maybe a little bit. Because you remember in the Jodi Arias case, his two roommates slept in the house with Travis's dead body for days, and they thought the smell was trash. So people just really be oblivious. I just don't understand how you stab 4 people and nobody hears it. I don't know. How big is this house? I need to see the house. I need to see the house. I need to see where the rooms are placed. I need to see if they all back through a corner. I need to stand in one room and scream and see if you can hear me in another one. Was everybody asleep? I did see that numbers that one of the roommates saw him. I have too many questions, which is why I wanted a trial. I selfishly wanted a trial, and which is why I think the families wanted a trial. I think the families wanted a trial because I have questions. I have questions. So many questions that are going unanswered. Why offer this man a plea? Why offer this man a plea? If you believe he viciously, unprovoked, for no reason at all, murdered 4 people, why do you give him a plea with the death penalty at your disposal? Unless something in that milk ain't clean. I don't know what. It doesn't mean they don't think he did it. It just means there probably was something they don't want anybody to know. And I want to know what that is. I want to know what that is. Because why did he even feel leverage to ask for a plea? I have questions. I have questions. I got questions, honey. Coberger is very weird to me. Very weird. Very, very weird. I don't know. I don't know. But something ain't right. He was not allowed any type of defense. I think they clearly had something, because why do you offer this type of person a plea? There's no plea to give. I believe 4 people, maybe, pleas are offered on murders all the time. 4 college students unprovoked for no reason in their house while they're sleeping. No. Something in that milk ain't clean, and we're never going to know now. That don't mean I don't got questions. And I'm going down that rabbit hole as far as I can go. Going down that rabbit hole as far as I can go, because I have questions. Anywho, let's move on. Next topic. I have so much stuff in my head, y'all. I gotta get it all out. How did he know what bedrooms? Exactly. How did you know people were gonna be there? How you know though 4 people were in there? It could have been the whole 7 people in the room. You just walk in there with one knife? I don't know. I have questions. That's all I'm saying. Questions. Let's move on. I want to talk about, first of all, why is everybody named Brian? Hold on. Can't let y'all see my baby in her panties. I want to talk about Brian Walshe, which is another case out of the wonderful place we've all spent the last year or so, Norfolk County. Now, I have started this trek down the trials and tribulations of Brian Walshe, and it seems like this man absolutely probably did. We don't know. We got to wait for the trial, but it looks like he might have almost probably did kill his wife. Here's the problem. Guess who was the lead investigator on that? Guess who was the lead investigator on that case? Name rhymes with Schmackschmer. Oh, to be young and dumb. I know Norfolk County hates this man's guts. You're everywhere, making everything more difficult. And then I start going down a rabbit hole because I want to know, what is this about? What did he do? What's going on? Because the case kind of lingered somewhere because, of course, cops are crooked, illegal search. Might have to throw out the Google searches. But I'm like, I need to know what's going on. And who do I see? Do I see besides Mr. Blockhead himself, Bukaki? Listen. Everybody by now, everybody in that county by now has heard of Kieran Reed. You will not convince me you cannot convince me otherwise. Everybody in that county by now has heard of Kieran Reed. Everybody in that county by now has looked up the case. Everybody by now has heard about all the shady shit that went on. How do you get a jury on this case? And then they're going to hear the name Michael Proctor and know he's a shitbag. And then in walks Buchanan being a shitbag. How do you get a guilty verdict? Because you got to call in the jurors and you got to say, do you know any of these witnesses? Do you know any of these defendants? Do you know the defendants? Do you know? Yeah, I know him. I watched him act a fool in the Karen Reed case. Here comes Sharma gifted a membership. Make sure you say thank you if you got the membership. These two individuals specifically, and also I saw the one other guy who did the extraction. I can't remember his name right now. But he missed all the text messages in the Birchmore case, him. How are these people going to effectively walk into a courtroom and hack Garino? Thank you, Jen. How are these people going to effectively walk into a courtroom and have anybody believe anything that comes out of their mouth? Because, again, you're probably going to get Buchanan up there to testify like, there's no such thing as a lead investigator. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a whole show. We all do it together. There's no case agents. And they're going to do the same thing they did in Ken Reed. Well, who signed this? Who signed this? And this is a case where, from what I've seen so far, again, I can change my own mind. I can change my own mind. Looks like he probably killed his wife. But look what you've done. Look what you've done in your effort to convict a not guilty person. Look what you've done. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Exactly, Leslie. Exactly, Leslie. And now, y'all, first of all, I don't even know if they can use the Google searches because I think they're trying to throw that out based on a legal search. But even if they can, you just proved to us in Karen Reed that the search on the Google might not be right. I Googled that a month ago. Just Google it on the same tab. I don't know what you're talking about. I think every person who's ever brought up on charges in Norfolk County, thank you, here comes drama. I think everybody who has been brought up on charges in Norfolk County based on a Google search, I don't know what you're talking about. I Googled that last year. I don't ever close my tabs. I don't ever close my tabs. Google that last year. But was it worth it? Look what you've done. Look what you've allowed to happen in your county, Mr. Morrissey. You wanted Karen Reed so bad. You wanted her so bad that you have desecrated the name of these police officers, and every time they get up to testify, everybody's gonna be looking at them with a side eye, and every defense attorney is gonna bring it up. Every single one. You went out of your way to protect Jim McCabe. Now, every time you bring up a Google search, everybody's gonna be like, well, how you know that was not 6 days ago? And they never closed the tab. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Also, is Michael Proctor the only police officer in Norfolk? Is he the only police officer in Norfolk County? Where is everybody else? Why is he always the lead investigator? And why do you only want to bring these cases to trial? This is one you should probably settle. This is one you should probably settle. Anything with Michael Proctor's name on it, I would be bringing them in for a settlement. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? I don't think it was. I don't think it was. You did all of that You got an OUI. And now nobody believes your police. Nobody believes your police officers when they open their mouth to speak. Wasn't worth it, was it? Wasn't worth it. I'm going down that rabbit hole. Oh, I'm staying on that one because I don't trust Massachusetts and Norfolk County, and I want to know everything that's going on. I want to know everything that's going on because, again, I think he probably did. I think he probably did to his wife from what I have seen. But I want to see how this defense plays it with these terrible cops. Let's talk about Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy, I saw, is going to have the one, the only, the amazing, the incredible Alan Jackson on his show on Saturday night. And I'm hating. I'm hating because Alan Jackson, you see me? No, I'm just playing. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I wonder, is it to put to rest the allegations of Turtle Boy being mad at them? Because here's the thing. One thing you're not going to do is play in my face. One thing you're not going to do is play in my face. Turtle Boy absolutely insinuated that they were being shady towards him. And then he came back and made a video that that's not what he said. That's what you said. It's just that when you said that, they called you and cleared it up. But that's what you said. That's what you said. Regardless, it's clearly all put behind you now because you got Alan Jackson, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I wonder how far they can go, though. I wonder how far they can go. And honestly, as much as I want to see it personally, as much as I want to personally see it, I am a little surprised that they would do it while he still has charges pending. Because we know how that prosecution likes to twist and manipulate and slightly tell the truth, but mix it in with some fabrications. And they already want to say that they have been colluding with Karen Reed to harass these people. And Karen Reed also has a civil case still pending. I am surprised, but I want to see it. I'm surprised, but I want to see it. But I wonder how far they will go with all of that going on in the background. I wonder. But I'm not going to stop. I emailed Alan Jackson again. I'm tip. Ain't no shame in my game. Ain't no shame in my game. I'm sure Better will be there probably in the background. If he's there, he's going to be somewhere. He's going to be. I'm sure he's vetting those questions right now. Don't ask him that. Let's not talk about that. Let's move on. He better be there. He better be there. But I can't wait. I hope everybody tunes in. I'll be there. I want to see what they talk about. I want to know all the things that they won't be talking about, probably after Turtle Boy's case. Exactly. They'll be move on. Okay. There's one last thing I want to talk about, and we're gonna make it quick because I gotta get to the grocery store. Y'all know I ain't got no ingredients. Told y'all earlier I ain't got no ingredients for my pasta salad that I gotta go get. And hope they all still at the store. But I do want to talk about something that I had decided I wasn't going to talk about on my channel because it's so polarizing and people are so deeply entrenched in their thoughts and their beliefs that I thought I'm not going to talk about politics on my channel. But I implore you all to read and understand what Trump's big, beautiful bill is and what it does to you personally. I think a lot of people are either entrenched in their camps. They're diehard Trumpers, which I believe is a cult. Fight me. They're diehard anti-Trumpers, which may be a cult. Fight me. Or they're kind of in the middle like me. Like I'm so exhausted with it all that until I feel a personal effect, I can't be bothered. This bill is so crazy to me that we have. It reminds me of the Hunger Games. It feels like Trump really wanted a second term, not because he had any desire to actually be the president of the United States. Seems like he needed another term so that he could get his ducks in a row and levy all of his very, 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 very rich friends into even richer positions. And that's what this bill is doing. And I just want to tell you to read it and understand how it affects you. Trump supporters are very strange to me, but we don't have to have that conversation. They tend to vote like they're rich or they will be rich. And I think that people don't realize that you are always closer to poor than rich. People think that they're one paycheck away from being a millionaire. I submit that you are one paycheck away from being homeless. And when you start to think like that and then you read this bill, you'll understand that nothing in it is for you. The cuts to Medicaid are going to be devastating. The cuts to SNAP benefits are going to be devastating. The cuts to Planned Parenthood are going to be devastating. How do you cut off SNAP while also cutting Planned Parenthood? I don't know. We don't really have to even get into it because it's too much. It's emotionally taxing, and I understand people got lives to live. I will say, if you're a Trump supporter who was mad about the taxes under Biden, not realizing that were Trump tax plans, he just extended it. So if you're mad about the taxes you were paying under Biden, you're going to continue to be mad because he extended that tax plan that you were so up in arms about. So there's that. I think this is the bill that we regular people, everyday people, will finally start to feel the effects of. And I don't think it's going to be good effects. And I hope we're all paying attention. With that, sorry to bring everybody down on the 4th. Happy 4th. Happy 4th of July. Hope everybody has a happy, amazing 4th. Hope you pop all the fireworks. Hope we celebrate like good home, down home Americans. And I'm going to run off to the grocery store and hope they got my ingredients, or I'm going to make up something and tell people I dropped it on the way on. Either it's going to happen or the story is I dropped it heading out the house. It is what it is. I will chat with you guys later. Thanks everybody for coming with me on the 4th. Know y'all were busy and moving things and listen to me in the background. I appreciate it. All 92 of you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you support my growing channel. We are growing. I don't know how much we're going to be growing after this Trump and Diddy talk, but we'll see. We'll see. You guys have a good day. Bye.